An SHTF event turns the world on its head. Familiar rules vanish, replaced by a brutal struggle for survival. In such times, encountering a hungry, desperate individual tugs at the heartstrings. It's a natural human response to want to help, to offer a sliver of comfort in a world gone mad. But in this new reality, kindness can be a double-edged sword. Giving in to good intentions might feel right in the moment, but it can have dire consequences. Your act of charity, however noble, could paint a target on your back. It could attract unwanted attention, endangering yourself and your loved ones. This is the harsh dilemma of survival, balancing compassion with self-preservation. There are no easy answers. Every decision carries weight, and the consequences can be life-altering. The question becomes, how much are you willing to risk to help a stranger when your own survival is on the line? In an SHTF scenario, information travels fast. Word of mouth becomes a lifeline, spreading news of danger, resources, and potential threats. If you help someone in need, it's not a question of if others will find out, but when. Desperate times breed desperation. People become cunning, observant, and ruthless in their pursuit of survival. Your act of kindness, witnessed by someone from afar, could be misconstrued as a sign of surplus. It could mark you as someone with resources to spare, making you a prime target for those struggling to survive. Imagine a lone survivor, watching from the shadows as you share your dwindling food supply. They are hungry, desperate, and now aware of your generosity. What's to stop them from spreading the word, attracting others who might not be so understanding? Lone scavengers are one thing, but organized groups pose a far greater threat. Desperate times often lead to the formation of opportunistic groups, bound together by necessity and a shared instinct to survive. These groups can be unpredictable and dangerous, operating on a different moral compass than individuals. While a lone individual might be deterred by the risk of confronting you directly, a group might see an opportunity to exploit your perceived generosity. They might demand your supplies using intimidation or force if necessary. Their desperation, amplified by their numbers, could easily escalate into a situation where you're forced to defend yourself and your resources. Remember, in a survival situation, perception is reality. If you're seen as an easy mark, a source of readily available supplies, you become a magnet for trouble. What begins as a plea for help can quickly spiral into something far more sinister. The initial act of kindness, driven by empathy, can create a dangerous precedent. Those you've helped might return expecting more, or they might spread the word, attracting others who feel entitled to your hard-earned provisions. As your resources dwindle and the demands increase, you're faced with an impossible choice. Continue to give until you have nothing left, or refuse and risk a confrontation that could turn violent. The line between helping and being taken advantage of becomes blurred, and the consequences of either choice can be devastating. This is the slippery slope of charity in a survival situation. It's a stark reminder that even the best intentions can have unintended and potentially dangerous consequences. Calculated kindness. Helping without compromising safety. The desire to help others is a testament to our humanity, but in a survival situation, it's crucial to balance compassion with calculated caution. If you choose to help, do so in a way that minimizes risk and protects your own safety. One method is to prepare pre-packaged food bags in advance. These bags should contain enough sustenance for a single meal, allowing you to help without depleting your primary food supply. When the opportunity arises, you can offer a bag while maintaining a safe distance, limiting interaction and potential exposure. Discretion is key. Avoid drawing attention to your actions. The goal is to provide temporary relief without making yourself a target for further requests or attracting unwanted attention from others who might be watching. Staying off the radar, evasion, and discretion. In a world turned upside down, avoiding detection can be just as crucial as having supplies. The less you reveal about your resources, your location, and your capabilities, the better your chances of long-term survival. Choosing to help someone do so under the cover of darkness or in a secluded area where you're less likely to be observed. Avoid establishing patterns or routines that could be tracked or exploited by others. Remember, information is power. By controlling what you reveal, you maintain a tactical advantage in a world where knowledge can mean the difference between life and death. The burden of choice. In a survival situation, every encounter presents a moral dilemma. Do you follow your heart and risk your own safety to ease the suffering of another? Or do you prioritize your own survival, knowing that every decision has consequences? There's no right or wrong answer. It's a deeply personal choice, often made in the heat of the moment with limited information. But it's crucial to understand the potential ramifications of your actions. Helping someone in need can be a gamble, a roll of the dice, where the stakes are incredibly high. It's a decision that should be made with a clear head and a full understanding of the risks involved. The long game. Prioritizing your family's future. As difficult as it is to confront in an SHTF scenario, your primary responsibility is to the survival of yourself and your loved ones. You are their protector, their provider, their best chance in a world gone mad. Every decision you make, every action you take, should be weighed against the potential impact on their well-being. This means making tough choices that might run counter to your instincts for compassion and empathy. It might mean refusing to help someone in need, knowing that doing so could increase their chances of suffering or even death. It's a heavy burden to bear, but it's the reality of survival. Your family is depending on you to make the hard calls, the ones that prioritize their safety and security above all else. Accepting the harsh reality. No easy answers. The world after a disaster is not a place for naive idealism. It's a world stripped bare, where survival often comes at the cost of comfort, security, and even morality. It's a world where good intentions can have devastating consequences, and where the line between right and wrong becomes blurred. There are no easy answers in this new reality. Every decision is a gamble, every act of kindness a potential risk. But by understanding the dynamics at play, by balancing compassion with calculated caution, and by prioritizing the safety of yourself and your loved ones, you can navigate the treacherous landscape of a world in chaos. Remember, survival is not about heroism or grand gestures. It's about making the tough choices, the ones that ensure your continued existence, even if those choices come at a heavy price.